It's been forever since we had a conversation, and we miss doing it. We miss the opportunity to just have these conversations amongst us and share them with you because we feel that we can add value to your life. Hopefully that's the case.
I think that's absolutely the case. So, with that being said, yeah, it actually has been a while since we actually sat down and did a video. But here we are today, and we want to talk about topics that actually have been circling our lives, and that's understanding actually a little bit of mindfulness and meditation and how that can apply to your life.
Okay.
So, what is mindfulness to you?
Well, I feel like mindfulness it's a really easy topic to talk about, and it's also a difficult one because it can permeate everything in your life, positive or negative. Right? So if you are in a mindful state, and to me, mindfulness is also coherence, or it can be coherence, but you're aware of your thoughts and your inner dialogue, whether it be nice to you or not nice to you. So limiting or limitless.
Okay.
It's just an awareness. And you?
Yeah. Mindfulness is one of those catchphrases that is actually just the last several years or however long, it's just people talked about it as far as be mindful of what you think, be mindful of how you treat people. It's like the mindfulness of life. So it seems more of a catchphrase to me than a true application almost. So let me ask you this question. What is meditation to you?
Well, again, it's an awareness. It's being present. And it's not what people usually think about trying to clear your mind. But it's about being very focused on whatever you're doing. So if you're trying to be in touch with divine, then you try and lose yourself, lose this body, lose this space and time so that you can be connected. If you are trying to visualize something of a new future, then you get lost in it that way. But I can also be cooking a meal and be in a meditative space because I'm very focused on what I'm doing, and I'm doing it with intention and love. It doesn't always have to be intention and love, but you can get lost. Little kids meditate when they color, right? Like, and they lose track of time, and you can be saying their name and they are so in their zone. So it's being in a zone. What's that?
So in essence, what I'm hearing you say is meditation is one, it's connection to source, whatever source however you want to label that source. Two, it's almost a degree of hypnosis in a sense.
I think hypnosis,
like maybe.
I don't know if I agree with that, because I feel like if you're hypnotized or something, you're not aware, but you are so focused in meditation, you're aware of what you're thinking, of what you're focused on.
Okay.
And I don't know if I'm describing it right, but tell me what your version is, and we can probably,
yeah. Thank you. I was waiting for you to get to me. What do I think about meditation?
Not what you think about. What's your definition of it?
My definition of meditation would be calming oneself through either breathing practices, listening to music, maybe doing a guided meditation, or if not even a guided meditation, listening to a music to kind of drop into that void. I'll tell you this, not always, in fact, probably rarely do you get to the point where the mind completely calms down, goes quiet. So it's, I guess, just managing the thoughts that we have. What is it said that we think over 70,000 thoughts a day? think that's the figure I heard.
Yeah, like 60, 70. If you're like me, maybe more. It never stops. No, it does. During meditation, it does. To a degree. To a degree. I mean, I'm sitting here and I'm getting in my meditative space as you were talking, because breathing into my heart and recalling the feelings that I conjure up during my meditations, that I connect to during my meditations, it lights me up from within. I get so at peace and excited and calm and ambitious, even. I mean, all of those different things, even though they sound like they're not congruent, they are.
Yeah. So with meditative practice, what are some of the benefits that you found?
Well, okay, I think the biggest thing is that I get a lot of insight when I meditate. I feel a lot more connected to my soul and to my thought of what God is or divine is, into the magic of the universe and the magic of the day.
Okay.
I can feel like ginormous in sometimes, and there's just a sense of, again, peace. And
when you say ginormous, is that like expansive or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, but I could feel like I'm 20 feet tall as I come out of meditation, or in meditation. I just feel like I am no body anymore. Like, I feel my body, there's an awareness of my body, but I can also feel it disappearing into becoming energy and frequency, being absorbed by space.
Interesting. And obviously there's documented benefits to meditation.
Right. Well, I want to say, like, so when I first started meditating a few years ago, it was always unguided. I would not even listen to music. I would just connect. And I think my Qigong practice from a long, long time ago helped me. But going into meditation, I understood more about what I was trying to connect to when I was doing Qigong that I didn't understand I should have been connecting to in Qigong. And Qigong was even powerful for me at that time without that. So I need to revisit Qigong in a more conscious way now and see what happens with that, because I bet it's big. But now we've been doing Dr. Joe Dispenza meditations, and they are completely different. They're guided. And he talks about doing a lot of the stuff that I was kind of doing on my own, even some of the same wording, because I talk to myself during my meditations too. And that kind of blew me away, because here he's this expert in meditation, and it was very affirming to me to know that I was getting internal and external wisdom come into me, that I'm on the right path with what I was doing. And so I think the guided meditation is good for people because it helps your brain have something to do as you're trying to connect, because the brain wants to be busy. And so the guided meditations can be really beneficial, especially if you're starting out. But if not, if you want to try it on your own, it can be just amazing, just centering in your breath, centering in your heart. And you can, when you're starting, it's like so flipping exciting, right? Because all these little things are happening to your body, and all these little awarenesses are coming in, and you're like, oh God, I just felt like this flutter in my heart, or oh my God, I just felt this, or oh my gosh, I just felt, oh my God, I just got this idea. So it's so exciting, right?
Yes, right. So just kind of backing this up a moment. Again, there's untold numbers of types of meditation, right? There's the yoga meditation, there's sitting in silence meditation, there's the oming chants of the Buddhist type meditations, there's
breathing
techniques that can put you into a meditative stance. Again, and then there's the guided type meditations of various different schools of thought, I guess you'd say. One of the things, actually, I think when people start meditating, it's like, what's right for them? I think you also actually have to try out several different things to find out. Now, the purpose that I've seen in meditation, for me personally, is kind of getting outside of the body. And some of this is kind of explained in Joe Dispenza's work, where we're very habitual type people. You know, our personality basically is a lot of our unconscious thoughts. How many times have you been driving down the road and you get to where you're going, and the next thing you know is you don't remember actually the 3 or 4 stoplights you had to pass through?
Hopefully you stopped at them.
Yeah, hopefully you stopped at them. But yeah, so there's that unconsciousness of our actions, our body, our behaviors. And when I step into meditation, it's actually taking back that control of that unconsciousness to create that directed thought, to calm down, be here, be now, be present. Do you want to try a little test with yourself? Try to be present in the moment and see how elusive that present moment is.
It's true. It can be very much so. Very elusive.
Yeah, it's what I found is we're constantly thinking about our past, the familiar past, or essentially the predictable future, to use some of Joe Dispenza's words. And we vacillate back and forth, skipping over that present moment.
Creating scenarios and
right?
Lots of different things.
How many times have we been in a situation and you kind of like thinking something's going to happen, and you're imagining the absolute worst, only to have that situation come about, and it's nowhere near what you anticipated it was going to be. It nowhere near gets close to, I wouldn't say the doom and gloom of what you expected, but it's kind of the negative aspect of sometimes what we look at in the future.
Well, and the other time is when you're in conversation with people. Most times people are not present in conversation. They're thinking about what they want to say or how they're going to respond, and they're really not in the moment of the conversation. Yeah. Like you can be like, oh my God, I don't even know what they said, because I wasn't paying attention. I was thinking about what I wanted to say, or my response or whatever. And you just kind of just say what you want to say.
Say what you want to say. So with these things, I guess what we're saying is, if you've never meditated before, or if you're starting out, there's so many different ways. You got to find the right way that actually speaks to you personally. Some of my stuff has been the Joe Dispenza work of late. And just kind of understanding how you take that and kind of carry it out through your day. Trying to be in that heartfelt space, where I've been doing some of his stuff long enough that actually I can close my eyes in different situations and conjure up that feeling in my heart of what it really feels like. The energy flow in, and the joy and the love, and that's what it's all about. I mean, it's who doesn't want to be happy?
Right. And what the whole goal of it is to take that peace and joy and connected feeling that you get in meditation and then carry it throughout your day. And that's tricky. But if you keep coming back to it and you keep reminding yourself, like, whoa, wait a minute, I can react differently. I can quiet that little self-sabotaging voice in my head and say, no. Remember the love you felt. Remember who you are. Remember your connection, or just a multitude of different things that can arise. And I will say this. So I used to, not a proud moment or admission, but so when I would drive golly, I would just be like, oh, get out of my way. Like, and like, just get frustrated with people. And then it never stayed with me. I didn't like really experience road rage, but I was not proud of those moments because I wouldn't behave like that if somebody was actually right there in front of my face. And I would always apologize. I'd be like, oh yeah, sorry about that. Sorry about that. No bad intention towards you after I get them out of my space, out of my way. Now in the last month, since we went to a Joe Dispenza week long, and then I also took another workshop, and I'm really focusing on my personal development more than ever before. And it's just taking root. It's been rooted, but now it's just growing. And I'm non-reactive. And I told Ron, I'm like, I let somebody in, even when they were like stalled and not waiting. I waited and gave him the extra time to come on, let's go. And you know what? He waved a thank you to me. And I mean, that was just a beautiful little moment that, I get impatient at times. I'm like, oh, no, they're not going. They're not paying attention. Come on, we got to keep the flow going. We got to keep the flow going. And so I was really proud of myself for that.
I would like to congratulate you.
Thank you.
On that.
But it's.
Well, I was going to say, this is kind of a foray into this. We're going to do a second follow-up with kind of the application of how we actually apply this kind of in our daily lives, very similar to what you just said.
Yeah.
So that's actually pretty much what we wanted to share with you.
We do have some meditations. I think they're kind of really geared towards beginners on our YouTube thing. You would have to go, it's a bunch of numbers because we need subscribers. So go to our website, theartofwe.com, and you can find the little YouTube icon up on the right side. And if you push that, you'll find some videos, and there's some guided meditations, I think, on there. And subscribe so that we can name our YouTube channel The Art of We also. That will be helpful.